obviously Salah, Van Dijk, etc. growing older. To think that they, in my mind, have a big rebuild to do after just spending 450 million and winning the league title is just mind-blowing.
Well, Liverpool taking on Fulham tomorrow at Anfield, and boy do they need a result, a positive one too. Let's turn our attentions back to the London Stadium, where West Ham are preparing to take on Wolves. The atmosphere beginning to build, the seats beginning to fill, and before kick-off we'll hear from both managers, Nuno Espirito Santo and Rob Edwards.
It's going to be a tough game. The first time we faced them was probably one of the most hardest moment that we had as a group. Was really disappointing performance. So we are confident that we're going to improve. We play at home, which is a big advantage for us. We know that the fans are going to be there, and we know we have a mission in our hands to fulfill. Tough game, good team, improving. You can see that they are improving. So what do you expect, a tough opponent, but we are ready to compete.
They're all big games, of course they are. This is a huge game. We look at this one first in isolation. It's for both teams, it's a really big game. For us, we want to try and take things as far as we can. We want to keep improving, keep the momentum going, and of course we want to go into every game and we feel, and the way we feel at the moment, we feel we can win, and we've shown that recently. So that's our mindset. Of course, West Ham will be feeling the same, and anyone that plays against Wolves at the moment will be thinking that's a game we have to win. And obviously in the situation that they're in the next 3 games, they'll all be feeling the same.
I truly believe that the fans understand the situation that we are all in the club is, and the need that we have for their support, and they're giving that a lot. And Sunday is going to be. It was the clear example that we, as a group, we don't give up till the last minute. It's not only words, we prove that situation with facts. So I hope that the friends trust us, support us on Friday, because it's going to be huge for us.
We want to try and finish as high as we can, and we want to try and take as much momentum, positive momentum going forward into next season. So clearly we want to try and finish as high as possible. But to do that we have to get points, and we haven't thought ahead about what it might do to the table, because it's probably silly for us to do that at the moment, and other people can talk about that. We just have to try and find a way to win the game.
Rob Edwards there, and before him Nuno Espirito Santo, who was asking for more from the supporters to try and get behind the West Ham side tonight. It was a slightly odd picture on Sunday. They scored twice in stoppage time to salvage temporarily their FA Cup hopes, and we saw plenty of the supporters who had headed out of the London Stadium were trying desperately to get back in. No luck. And West Ham eventually beaten on penalties. What disappointment not to be reaching Wembley.
Oh, massive. It's quite a taboo subject in football, because managers get hammered every week. So too players. But if you ever ask for more from the supporters, it's a very touchy subject. And I did think the supporters let them down. They got back to 2-2, and they then have 30 minutes at home in extra time, where they could have done with all the backing possible. So disappointing in that respect, but tonight they just need to put all of their energy and focus into getting behind these players, because this is a massive game for West Ham. They have to win this. A point's not good enough. They have to go and get all 3 tonight.
Yeah, it was a frustrated atmosphere. Max Kilman was actually being booed by his own fans on Sunday, which is difficult for any player. And Nuno has been trying to kind of put out that fire this week, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's going for a really tough time, Matt Kilman. The fans clearly are not having him at this moment, and to see he's not even on the bench today was a bit of a surprise. It's very rare you go from starting a game to out the squad completely, so that probably won't help his confidence. But look, the manager just needs to do what's best for West Ham right here, right now, and try and get the points on board. And I do think Mavropanos and Disasi are the 2 that really stand out in the central defence position for West Ham.
The phrase must-win game is wildly overused in football these days, but this is a must-win game, is it, for West Ham?
No, absolutely. I just think, don't get me wrong, there's going to be other opportunities to get points, but this, for the belief, the confidence, what it will do for the fan base, and just to finally jump out of the relegation zone. And look, they may be back in it over the weekend, who knows? But just go and get out of it and put pressure on the other teams, and then you can start really believing and having a go.
Well, Rob Edwards spoke before kick-off. He said that anybody playing Wolves at the moment kind of believes they should be beating them. Do you think they're trying to play on that? Maybe it's being seen as underdogs for the second half of this Premier League season, when actually their form has been pretty good.
Yeah, really good. I remember the noise that was made when Manchester United drew at home to Wolves, and then we've seen Arsenal draw away at Wolves, we've seen Liverpool lose. So they're not an easy team to play against at the moment, and I hear what you're saying. People definitely expect to just go there and roll them over, but they've got too much quality in the team. No team in the Premier League just gets rolled over like that.
Well, they could have a huge say on this relegation battle despite almost certainly being down themselves. Play West Ham tonight. They still have to play both Tottenham and Leeds, so they could have a real say on who joins them in the Championship next year.
When you're telling me they're playing those, I'm thinking a Great Escape might be on. But yeah, no, they're going to have a big say in it, and it's a lot easier playing football when the pressure's off, and I think they're feeling that at the moment. Maybe if they did go and win tonight and maybe win next week, they would start believing, and that would add more pressure on them. But at the moment, they look comfortable, they look happy in how they're playing, and yeah, they can give some of those teams a real tough game.
Well, we're just over 5 minutes from kick-off, and as the atmosphere begins to build, the London Stadium preparing for a dramatic light show to get the atmosphere up. Just how important is the first goal going to be tonight, particularly for those nervous West Ham fans?
Absolutely massive. These two have played each other twice this season, once in the Carabao Cup, once in the league. I know both games were at Wolves. Wolves have hit 6 goals past them, and Wolves haven't put 6 goals past anyone else, I believe. So that will be playing on West Ham's mind. West Ham need to go and get this first goal, because if this crowd turns on them, it could be a very long night.
Well, the atmosphere is building in East London. A huge 3 points on the line in the fight for survival. West Ham are teetering on the precipice, taking on Wolves here, and you'll be listening to all the action kick off in just 5 minutes' time, listening to Premier League Live.
TalkSport Podcast League. Outspoken, the best of White and Jordan.
Radio's sharpest sports debate, triple distilled into one unmissable daily download.
How much of a game changer is this going to be?
White versus Jordan, now with added time.
We want to see a proper fight.
A sublime strike partnership of White
Give us your gut feeling.
and Shade.
Players aren't good enough, coach isn't good enough, board isn't good enough.
Outspoken.
Now that's hard, isn't it? That's harsh.
Out now.
You can only be offended if you choose to be.
Listen or download for free from your favourite podcast portal.
Presenting TalkSport's Masters of On Air, the breakfast show that wings it every morning.
Starring Wing Commander Flaps McCoist.
Navigator Jeff Scramble Stelling, Mid-Gunner Gabby Agbom Lahore, Wireless Operator Alan Bone Dome Brazil. It's 6 Beer Squadron, and Tail End Charlie Ray Party Parlor.
Oh, yeah.
The Superstars Super Fortress Breakfast chalks away.
Monday morning from 6 o'clock on TalkSport.
TalkSport app. Yeah. TalkSport app. Swipe left for TalkSport 2.
Und get gridiron binding full match commentary of the großes NFL Showdown.
Swipe right for TalkSport.
Mit all the build-up und excitable live and exclusive full match commentary of the Premier League. Alles klar?
Give your phone
Der Finger.
the TalkSport app.
What are you waiting for? Download it from your app store.
TalkSport Drive.
Weekday afternoons from 4 on TalkSport.
TalkSport Drive with me, Darren Bent.
And me, Andy Goldstein.
All-terrain sports radio for a power-hungry nation.
The national radio show with a bootload of sport.
Unrivaled, opinionated comment from the biggest names in sport. And Andy Goldstein. Mirror, signal, move over for TalkSport Drive.
With Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent.
Weekday afternoons from 4 on TalkSport. The fastest football on the way home.
Week in the Tackle with Tom Rennie and Brian Dunseth, a weekly podcast where we tackle the top stories from the world of football.
We'll be discussing the world of soccer, covering the Premier League, Champions League, Major League Soccer, and jump aboard the hype train to the World Cup. If anyone can get me a ticket to the World Cup final, it's the voice of American soccer, Brian Dunseth.
Rennie keeps slathering me up in that kind of butter, and I might be able to hook you up. See you in New Jersey.
Week in the Tackle is available from wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode.
Trans Euro Express. Sunday night from 9 on TalkSport.
The weekly international football transmission. From Paris to Panathinaikos, from Oslo to Olympiacos, Radio's most established European football show, Trans Euro Express.
TalkSport's big European adventure. Sunday night from 9 on TalkSport.
Welcome back to TalkSport's coverage of West Ham United against Wolverhampton Wanderers from the London Stadium. I'm your commentator, Will Robinson. Alongside me, former West Ham man, Hogan Ephraim. And this is Premier League Live. The teams are out, the atmosphere building. A real sense around this stadium tonight that this evening could define West Ham's immediate future. 3 points and they'll move out of the drop zone. Defeat and the atmosphere could turn still more toxic. And let's take you through the two lineups, beginning with West Ham United, a boost in the return of Crescencio Somerville, who is back in the side after missing out in the FA Cup through injury. One of 6 changes tonight. Hermansen, Mavropanos, Souček, Pablo and Castellanos also returning. So it's Mads Hermansen in goal. The back four of Walker Peters, Disasi, Mavropanos and Diouf. Souček and Fernandez in midfield, with Somerville, Bowen, Castellanos and Pablo in attack. As for the visitors, just a single change from their dramatic draw at Brentford. Success last time they were in the capital. In comes Angel Gomez from Mateus Mane, who drops to the bench. Jose Sarr starts in goal. Back five of Chachua, Krejci, Santiago Bueno, Mosquera and Hugo Bueno. Andre, João Gomez and Angel Gomez in midfield, with Bellegarde supporting Adam Armstrong up front. The atmosphere is building here. The supporters for now are on side, but this is a delicate situation for West Ham. And Hogan Ephraim, what a big moment this could be in what is now effectively a sprint to the finish.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely huge. I don't want to be disrespectful to Wolves, but it's a bigger game for West Ham. They need their big players to step up. The likes of Jared Bowen, the likes of Somerville, Mateus Fernandez, the boys at the back that I mentioned earlier, Disasi and Mavropanos, they really need to be on it tonight. And you mentioned about the first goal. First goal for me is huge. If West Ham can go and get that, this stadium will have chances to go and extend their lead and get the win. But if they go 1-0 down, it's going to be a long old night, because this Wolves team, you don't break down too easy.
Another pivotal Premier League weekend getting underway as the familiar anthem blares out around the London Stadium. West Ham forever blowing bubbles, and they have a chance tonight to steal a march on their fellow strugglers. Wolves won't make life easy for the Hammers tonight.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
On to Chachatoa, wants to get running at Juve to the byline, and he's clipped that in towards João Gomez, headed away by West Ham. The Wolves have not started this game like a team on the verge of relegation. They are dictating to West Ham as it stands, and got a good record against the Hammers so far this season. They've beaten them twice already. 3-0 in the Premier League in January and 3-2 in the Carabao Cup way back in August, so recent form is on their side, but not so much in terms of their trips to this part of the capital. We'll get to that in just a second. Here is another ball into the channel, fire towards Adam Armstrong. Kostas Mavropanos gets across again to prevent a corner. The clearance is a poor one, turned over by Andre. João Gomez not quite able to take it under his spell. Krejci will keep it going. On to Bueno here, forward from left back, floated in and headed away on the penalty spot by Kostas. Somerville's ball forward is cut out by Andre with the drive! Over the top of Mads Hermansson's crossbar. Just opened up for the Brazilian here, 25 yards out, catches it clean. Hermansson waves it over the top of his crossbar, and Rob Edwards watches on. He'll be pleased with the first 5 minutes. So as I mentioned, West Ham very strong at home against Wolves. They've won their last 5 here at the London Stadium. In fact, Wolves have not done the double over West Ham since the 2019-20 season. They've completed one half of that already. And based on the first few little opening exchanges here, don't look a bad shout to do it once more. Armstrong not able to gather in that long throw in on the halfway line. Soucek sprays it across here to Kyle Walker-Peters, who has space to step over the halfway line from right back. Everybody in light blue for Wolves, though, is set back in that defensive shape. Adam Armstrong left up top on his own. And João Gomez will drop into that midfield and make it a 6 as needed. Here's Mateus Fernandes back with Walker-Peters midway inside the Wolves half of the field. That's a lovely little dummy as he plays it across. And Pablo Castellanos there almost able to link up on the edge of the Wolves penalty area. Castellanos is cautioned there as he chases back after that misplaced pass, pulls back Hugo Bueno. Pablo will get forward and support Castellanos. It's a 4-2-4 when West Ham have the ball, with Fernandes and Soucek entrusted with looking after things in front of the West Ham back line. You've got such a defensive setup that Wolves have got in this game. You do have to throw an extra player or two forward, and that is the plan thus far by Nuno. Krejci wins the battle on halfway with Castellanos. Another little ball almost snuck in behind Kostas. He does well again. Armstrong was peeling off the shoulder there. And a long clearance in favour of Bowen is cut out by Krejci. An excellent few weeks for him, of course. He scored in both of Czechia's World Cup playoff games against the Republic of Ireland and Denmark. And despite missing in the penalty shootout in the latter game, they still qualified, and he will be heading to the World Cup this summer. Very impressive young man, captain in both games as well. Replacing the man in possession here, Thomas Soucek. Nice ball to Castellanos again, just a little bit undercooked, cut out by Andre Gomez. Now Hugo Bueno, space for him to get forward from left back. João Gomez has just drifted out on the overlap beyond him. Wanted to get that first time ball in, but he's shut off by Kyle Walker-Peters. It's West Ham's turn to sit back inside their own half and absorb for a moment. Here's Bellegarde, 25 yards out, gets on the turn, just blazes it high over the top once more. We do have a bit of La Liga action on Flash Score this evening. If you're game hopping with us, Real Madrid at home to Girona. Alvaro Arbeloa's team looking to close the title gap on Barcelona, of course, after defeat to Mallorca last weekend and then that Champions League home loss against Bayern Munich. They've been granted the Friday night fixture to allow them to prepare for the rather testing trip to Bavaria. It's 0-0 in the Spanish capital, just as it is here in the east part of London. Here is Malik Diaw with a throw-in over at left-back for West Ham, over the halfway line. Pinged from left to right for Kyle Walker-Peters. Yet to see anything from West Ham really in an attacking sense thus far. It's been Wolves that have offered more. Again, just every 50-50 seems to be going in Wolves' favour. But they won't get this decision, and that's a late challenge from Jean-Rigner Bellegarde. With 8 minutes gone, tussle inside the centre circle as he initially catches Pablo and then goes over the top of Thomas Soucek, and that will be the first caution of the game. His momentum from tangling with Pablo just carried him on into the challenge, but he is late, and that's a sore one for Soucek. No lasting damage though for the veteran midfielder, back on his feet. So 10 minutes gone here. West Ham United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. If you are just a little late joining us, the tension clear for everybody to see, certainly from a West Ham perspective. Wolves are a little bit shackle free at the moment. Just a reminder that a win tonight for Wolves, win tonight for West Ham brings them out of the relegation zone for the first time since November 2025. It's been a real long, hard slog of a season, but their destiny is still in their own hands as they look to make it 15 successive top-flight campaigns. It's only a matter of time, realistically, for Wolves before their slide back into the second tier is confirmed. Rob Edwards has been quite practical whenever he's been asked about it. He's got a talented squad at his disposal. There'll be one or two, of course, that will be attracting transfer glances over the summer, and that will be something he has to manage and try and keep the bulk of his Wolves stars together. Ball in from the left-hand side by Malik Diaw. It's an easy claim though from José Sá, his first real involvement today. Just to underline the importance of tonight's game for West Ham, it will have been one marked on the calendar as a must-win from a few weeks back, but the form has been very, very patchy since the start of 2026. Just one league win in the last 6. And they've drawn their last 3 here in the Premier League, holding on to Man City, Bournemouth and Manchester United. They've not won a home game in the Premier League since January. But when it's as tight down the bottom as it is right now, even just a couple of points in either direction could be enough to secure survival. The days of 40 points being needed are no longer really a thing. 35, 36 points is probably going to be enough. Leeds on 33, Nottingham Forest 32, and Tottenham and West Ham both on 30. Spurs with the better goal difference though as it stands. one of them will be going down. Burnley on 20 are in the same boat as Wolves. A throw in here for West Ham, right in front of their corner flag. It's going to be one. Walker Peters is eventually caught there as he tries to make a bit of ground forward. João Gomes, so often right in the thick of things for Wolves, is given a telling off by Jaragile. Last time we'll have a free kick right on the edge of their own box. Costas Mavropanos has been ushered forward by his manager. So it will be Mads Hermansen to pump this long and try to give the Wolves defence something to think about. Krejci with the first contact, 25 yards from the Wolves goal. Bowen battling away. João Gomes gets his studs on it though. Bowen just about able to pick his pocket. Now Matheus Fernandes, loose ball here through to Somerville. And he's blazed it over the top. And a big chance on a huge night for West Ham United. He just seems to lose his footing at the vital moment there. Credit to Jared Bowen, just wouldn't give this up. And then Fernandes with a lovely little scoop in behind. 7-8 yards out. Somerville tries to take it on the half volley. Just lashes it wildly over the top of Jose Sars. Near right-hand post. 15 minutes gone. That is the clearest we've come at either end. West Ham starting to show a little bit of life. Here come Wolves though. Angel Gomes over the halfway line. Bueno forward down this near left-hand side. He's got Walker Peters for company. Can he get to the byline to deliver a ball in? Yes, he does. Really important header there from El Malik Diouf. Just nods that away. And two Wolves players sniffing around him. Bellegarde and Chachitoa. Just about manages to get it away. A throw in for Wolves. Beyond the West Ham 18-yard line, level with the penalty spot. Krejci will come forward. Hurled right into that 6-yard box. West Ham can't get ahead on it. Jelf again just about knocks it out of the penalty area. Bellegarde is bustling away over on that far right-hand side. Has to go backwards though. Now Chachitoa to João Gomes. Wolves trying to work an angle to get a ball in from that right-hand side. Chachitoa hoisted in towards Krejci, nodded down and just past the post. It's Mosquera who was up from the initial throw-in that gets the final contact on that. Wolves had kept 4 players in the box there, confident that they would eventually recycle across in there. Possibly Mosquera gets in Krejci's way there. Steers the header beyond Mads Hermansen's post. Things starting to come to life at both ends of the pitch here. Excuse me. Tati Castellanos is furious over on that far left-hand side as West Ham tried to get on with it quickly. He's been barged off the field of play by 2 Wolves players. His appeals fall on deaf ears with Jaragile. We can just point you in the direction of a busy Premier League weekend here on Flash Goal. We've got 4 matches tomorrow on Saturday, starting off with a 12:30 p.m. start in the UK. That's Arsenal at home to Bournemouth. 2 matches in the 3 p.m. slot. Brentford at home to Everton, Burnley hosting Brighton, and then at 5:30 p.m. it's the champions, but not for long. Liverpool at home to Fulham. Arne Slot really starting to feel the strain at Anfield. Defeated midweek in the Champions League away at PSG has only ramped up the speculation over whether or not he'll still be in charge next season, and Champions League qualification at this stage is the main priority for the Dutchman. Here's Bowen. This little bouncer ball in his favour, just over the halfway line. Laid off for Pablo. Now Somerville, Diouf. Somerville goes again, darting away down that left-hand side. Bellegarde will stick with him. The distraction of Diouf bombing past him allows him to get a ball in, and Sarr just about manages to fist it away. And Castellanos has been caught here. He stayed down, the Argentina international. Dangerous ball there, just arrowed in by Somerville. José Sarr not at all convincing, certainly from the first attempt, as he just waves a glove at it. He does eventually manage to get a fist on it, and there is contact with Tati Castellanos, but it's certainly not intentional from José Sarr. Jared Gile will just allow West Ham's number 11 a moment or two to get himself back to his feet. Somerville starting to become an increasing force in this game. Nuno spoke in midweek about how his absence has been a real concern in the last few weeks. 5 Premier League goals. We've not been flush in that department so far this season. 8 for Bowen, 2 for Castellanos. And with 20 minutes gone here, it's his effort over the top of the bar that is the best that either side has managed to produce. Still goalless in Madrid as well. Real Madrid 0, Girona 0. Foul over the far side there as Somerville dashes back on defensive duty. He's going to be spoken to by the referee here. It's Yerson Mosquera, who initially won the challenge on the halfway line and then just carried on charging down that right hand side. And Somerville had 2 and 3 bites at him. He might find himself a little fortunate there to escape a card. But Wolves will have themselves a free kick, and there will be a card, but it's actually gone to Yerson Mosquera for his protests. Well, he's claiming that there's a stray arm in the face from Somerville that eventually stopped him from advancing any further. He was waving the phantom yellow card, and maybe that's what irked Jared Gile. And he becomes the second warded alongside Bellegarde as he makes his way into the penalty area to await this delivery. 20 yards out, right over on that far right touchline. There is Walker Peters, taken down on the halfway line by Pablo. He tried to just chest it off into the path of Thomas Soucek, but quite on the same wavelength, so possession rather needlessly turned over in Wolves' favour. That's a nice ball from João Gomes to Angel Gomes. Again, just trying to tiptoe his way in off that left-hand side. Forced in field though, onto Andre. That's Santi Bueno, Mosquera. Good press this from West Ham, just forcing Wolves across the pitch and back into their own half of the field. Krejci finds Hugo Bueno. Now João Gomes, Soucek with the press. Can he find that ball in field? Just a heavy touch there from Bellegarde, but it's eventually knocked on for Adam Armstrong. Wolves really promising here now down the right hand side. Can they find a ball in? Chachitoa. It's great chasing back from Jared Bowen there. Just picks João Gomes' pocket. Somerville will carry it over the halfway line. Just couldn't get his head up in time there and eventually ran into a bit of blue-shirted traffic. Krejci will deal with it for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Real bite to this now as we tick over the quarter mark of the game. Still West Ham 0, Wolves 0. And so much at stake for the home team tonight. They need to reverse this rather mixed run of home form. It's been very, very difficult to beat as City, United and Bournemouth have found out, but they need that edge, that bit of spark. 3 points at this stage of the season is absolutely vital as Nuno looks to keep them in the Premier League for next season. It's such a difficult task, of course. He's certainly demonstrated down the years that he is the man to do just that. We are still awaiting a first attempt on target. There's two long-range sighters from a Wolves perspective, Bellegarde and Andre. And then Somerville blazing over from 8 yards out. Sloppy from Bowen as he tries to capitalise on a poor pass out from the back by Krejci. Just ends up running out of play himself. Krejci will sweep the clearance eventually up to halfway. Fernandez wins the turnover from Bellegarde. Here's Costas. Moves across to right back momentarily with Walker-Peters on this near side and Diouf over on the far side, pushed very, very high. That's been a slight tweak in the last few minutes. Nuno looking to get his fullbacks high and advanced. It's a long ball eventually played into Wolves' penetrated full here nicely for Jared Bowen. Just about manages to scuff an effort off. Both sets of players seem to be waiting for the potential of an offside flag going up against him there. Might have distracted Bowen from putting his all into that strike. Ends up safely in the gloves of Jose Sarr. That's certainly not something you see every day. Both teams claiming the possibility that it should have been a decision in the opposite direction, but there we have it. Here come Wolves once more. It's Bueno from left back. He's certainly shown plenty of himself in the opposite half of the field. Slips there as he tries to get across into the penetrate, blocked off by Walker-Peters. Here's Bowen back covering in behind Walker-Peters this time. Does well to find Castellanos on the halfway line. Walker-Peters though runs straight into the retreating Bueno. Wolves win the turnover. Shachitoa, plenty of space in front of him down that right hand side, needs support. It's a heavy pass into Angel Gomez, and Hermansen gives the shout to Disasi. We have just been shown a replay of that Bowen opportunity, and it certainly is a strange one. Not dealt with by Wolves as it comes in. They were claiming a high boot from Pablo. And Bowen just appeared to hesitate for a moment and doesn't get the connection on it at all. Now has to go down as a chance, and it's the first one on target. It is Krejci up to the edge of the centre circle, laid off for João Gomes. Krejci hoists it into that left channel for Angel Gomez to chase this time. So poor header out by Costas. Gomez was waiting for the decision there as Fernandez bumped into the back of him. Gillet lets that one go. Diouf's clearance eventually over on that far side is blocked down by Shachitoa. Be a throw in for West Ham. Again, Diouf just getting himself into a spot of bother there as he doesn't clear it away effectively enough. He needs Fernandez to come across and help. West Ham finally managed to get it away here through Kyle Walker-Peters. He can't quite. The halfway line there, João Gomez sprinting across just to get a toe in and disrupt his progress. Quick throw in, take it. Switched over to the left hand side. Here's space now for Diouf. Chachichoa just tucked in field momentarily. Somerville tries to just angle across into the box. Blocked off by Chachichoa, who gets back in position now. Somerville wants to get to the byline there to try and find a ball in. He's gone down under a challenge here. And he stayed down inside the penalty area. Jared Gile has waved away the initial appeals. Now my gut reaction to that is that will be looked at. They are this evening. Neil Davies. No indication for the moment from Jared Gile. Just keep an eye on it for the moment. It did seem as if Somerville went down relatively easy, but there was contact as he tried to trick his way through. Let's just wait and see how that develops. Here come West Ham again. It's Diouf forward once more from left back. Lovely ball into the back post and headed over the top by Castellanos. Now, Somerville has not continued his process, so that would indicate to me that that penalty shout has been put to bed. Chachichoa does leave a foot hanging, certainly, as Somerville tries to shimmy past him. It seems more to go under Somerville's foot rather than catch him across the top, so possibly might be what has saved him there. Half an hour mark, though. We're still yet to find a breakthrough in this game. West Ham, though, are starting to feel themselves into it. It was a bit of a sluggish start from Nuno and his players. Here's Krejci again. West Ham happy to drop off and allow him just to advance up to the halfway line. Castellanos puts the pressure on. And João Gomez is just levered off it, though, by Kyle Walker-Peters. Throw in to West Ham United. Quickly taken. Souček can't quite bring it under control. Lovely little shake of the hips there from João Gomez. And release Hugo Bueno once again down this left-hand side. He's always game to get forward. Ball in, though, is dealt with by his opposition left-back Malik Diouf. Gets it back to his goalkeeper Hermansen. Again, though, sloppy from him as he tries to get away. And that'll be a free kick for Wolverhampton Wanderers and a third card of the game. Initially, Diouf got away with a foul. And then as Chachichoa jumped back to his feet to appeal, Matthias Fernandez has come across and absolutely swiped out Jean-Luc Bellegarde. Another set-piece opportunity for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Level with the corner of Mads Hermansen's penalty, and Kel Gomez will step across again. What can he deliver this time? Lovely ball right into the 6-yard box. It flicked away, though. And potentially back Castellanos, who was back in there for West Ham, and it's given away, though, by Diouf once more. Chance for Wolves. And struck over the top of the crossbar by Armstrong. What was Malik Diouf doing here? Come across at right back after the header was not quite enough to get it clear for West Ham. Gets it pinched off him by Krejci, and then Armstrong on the swivel, 15 yards out, flashes it over the top of the bar. Kick from Hermansen. Not quite able to be gathered in there by Yerson Mosquera, so it's a throw in for Wolves over on the far side. Diouf steps over the halfway line to take. Mosquera will beat Somerville to that one though. And second throw in, quickly taken. Somerville just not quite alive to that. Santi Bueno will hammer it back out of play. Another throw in. Again, Somerville the target. Not sure if he actually wanted that one, but he's done well just about to keep it in play. Back to Juve now. Matthias Fernandez pings that ball in. Walker Peters will take it down, and there's the penalty here. Souček with the floater. Excuse me. Just past the post by Thomas Souček. He was just trying to feed that back into a dangerous area with Castellanos and Bowen both on the prowl. Just flies beyond Sarr's post. Very little to pick between the two teams so far. A couple of shots on target for West Ham. They've probably had the better goal scoring opportunities. The Somerville miss, and then Jared Bowen wasting a chance right in front of Jose Sarr. But Wolves have certainly shown plenty. Any XG fans listening on, it's an exact 26 between, well, exact 0.26 for both teams. Still also goalless in Madrid. Real Madrid 0, Girona 0. So 10 minutes to go until the break here. West Ham United 0, Wolves 0. Costas with the clearing header just outside his own penalty area. Andre gets there before Pablo. Bueno forward again down this left-hand side. Bowen just gets it away from him, but that will be a throw-in for Wolves. Excuse me. Now, wait for Krejci to come forward. "25 yards from Hermansson's goal here. Krejci with the hurl in towards the near post. Flicked on by Mosquera, and that's a brilliant save. Armstrong just gets a flick on it. Mosquera initially just helping it on into the 6-yard box. Hermansson springs to life to get his hands on that one. And that is his first meaningful stop of the night. Will we have a goal before half-time? Wolves eventually forced back all the way to Sarr, and now Krejci pings that one downfield. João Gomez loses out to Costas. Souček tries to help it on to the halfway line. Good hustling and harrying there from Pablo. Can't quite manage to make any ground though. Just has to settle for a throw-in. João Gomez is helped back to his feet by Costas. It was a bruising challenge there from the Greek international. Probably not expected to win those type of high balls up against a Greek giant like Costas. West Ham got themselves a free kick here as Armstrong, clumsy in his chasing back over the halfway line, is bundled into the back of Thomas Souček. A chance here now to wheel Costas and Disasi forward and try and make an impact inside that Wolves penalty area. 35 yards from goal, just slightly right of centre. It will be Matthias Fernandez to step across and take. Pablo Castellanos also in there as well. Fernandez floats it in. Souček is the target at the back post. Well dealt with though by Ladislav Krejci. Somerville just about keeps it alive for West Ham over on that far left hand side. Work back to Matthias Fernandez. Now Juve dummies the cross initially, finds it back to Somerville. Now Juve once more, blocked by Andre. Fernandez will try and drift it back in. Costas knocks it down, and it's a chance And Bowen strike deflect into the gloves of Jose Sa. He looked a bit more sure of himself that time round, Jarrod Bowen. He's grabbed in by Jose Sa. Some of West Ham's big hitters making their presence felt there. First Souček, then Kostas. Bowen not far away from forcing it home. And what is a huge night here for West Ham United. Now Diouf. Bags of energy down that left-hand side. Tries to feed it in behind Chachitoa. Somerville won't catch that though. Mosquera on duty. And shepherds it back for Jose Sa. Krejci there with the vital intervention in front of his goalkeeper. Bowen's effort was on target. We're just starting to see things amped up a little bit before the break. Final 5 minutes of regulation time. West Ham United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Just in case you needed reminding, a draw for West Ham keeps them inside the bottom three, level on points, 30 each with Tottenham, but a win brings them out of the relegation places for the first time since November. It's been a stone around Nuno Espirito Santo's neck for months. And tonight will have been earmarked as a possible opportunity to change all that. Just haven't managed to really puncture their way through this Wolves backline so far. Disasi just can't get that pass off quick enough towards El Malik Diouf. Wolves will take the throw in. Plenty of concerned faces in the stands here at the London Stadium. It's been a tough season for them. And this is as close as many of these supporters have seen to a relegation battle for some years. It's not something we've become too accustomed to. We've been established as a Premier League side for well over a decade now. Mads Hermansen goes down. He's claiming he was just caught a little late by Adam Armstrong as he tried to clear his lines. Restart again for West Ham United. Diouf on to Somerville. Just drops back into his own half. Now Souček on the turn. Fernandez through the centre circle. Misses out Kyle Walker-Peters this time. Straight on to Jarrod Bowen. He managed to get away from João Gomez here. He won himself a corner, Jarrod Bowen. First of the game at either end. Gomez had already sprinted off there thinking that the final touch had come off the West Ham United captain, but it's Gomez who just gets his foot around Bowen. Good call that from the referee. Bowen will take down this near right hand side. Souček in there right in front of Jose Sa. Floated in by Bowen. Dealt with on the 6-yard line, but it'll be headed back out to Bowen. Can he get another ball in? Floated in towards the back post this time, and West Ham United are in front. Kostas Mavropanos towering above the Wolves back line. And on a night that could be decisive for West Ham United's season, it's Kostas Mavropanos who steps up when needed. His second Premier League goal of the season. And Bowen gets the second bite of the cherry, floated in there. Kostas too big, too powerful, and he bullets it past Jose Sa. Great header from the former Arsenal man. Just manages to peel off two Wolves players, and he's too much for Vladislav Krejci. And the London Stadium breathes a massive sigh of relief as that flight into the back of the net. Nuno enjoyed that on the sideline, and it is lift-off for West Ham. Costas and Bowen celebrate together. The captain with the assist, and Costas with the towering header. Just 2 minutes before the break, West Ham have the goal that they need. That, as it stands, is dragging them out of the bottom three. Tottenham are now inside the relegation zone. Roberto De Zerbi, of course, is in action this weekend. His Spurs debut. Tottenham go to Sunderland on Sunday. They will be watching on tonight, I'm sure. Bowen trying to wriggle past Krejci again. West Ham will win the throw-in here down this near right-hand side. Thomas Soucek there just told by his manager to take a breath. And Rob Edwards shakes his head in disappointment over that. The aerial power that West Ham have is certainly no secret, and Wolves just not able to clear the lines at the second time of asking. You do have to give a lot of credit to Costas though. Powerful header. A chance here again for West Ham to try and break the lines. And a big save from Jose Sarr. But Pablo gets in behind, keeps his shot down. Routine enough save by Jose Sarr in the end. Wolves are claiming that he was offside and had gone just too early. Tries to catch out Sarr at his near post. But it will be another corner for West Ham. Final seconds of the first half. Bowen will come across again to take as the fourth official. Tim Robinson comes out with his board. I think they'll just let Bowen take this corner first. There's a weak one though, cleared away at the near post, helped back to the halfway line. And Matthias Fernandes, just 1 minute added on. West Ham look to get over the line here. The goal advantage at the break, still 0-0 in Madrid as well. Real Madrid 0, Girona 0. 32 games played, and as it stands, 32 points on the board for West Ham United. A victory here tonight, and potentially just one more between now and the end of the campaign could be enough. 36 is the current Opta average of what is expected to be enough for Premier League survival this season. 35 is a fairly decent possibility as well. Loose ball just headed over the halfway line there. Pablo will battle on and nodded back to Jose Sarr, and that is the half-time whistle here at the London Stadium. And on a vital night for West Ham United, Kostas Mavropanos has stepped forward to power them in front, a home to rock-bottom Wolverhampton Wanderers. Rob Edwards' side have given as good as they've got so far this evening, but the crucial moment belongs to the home side. And here at the break on Flash Score, it is West Ham United 1, Wolves 0.
Stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Ball that's a ball and his ball aim. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Master Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it,
Bowl it.
Pass it.
putt it, pot it, or catch it.
You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2. The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Ball there to a ball, and his ball aim. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Master Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it,
Bowl it.
Pass it.
putt it, pot it, or catch it.
You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2. The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Ball there to a ball, and his ball aim. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it,
Bowl it.
pass it, putt it, pot it, or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Got it to a ball and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it,
Bowl it.
pass it, putt it, pot it, or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Got it to a ball and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it,
Bowl it.
pass it, putt it, pot it, or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games
continue. The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2. Because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Ball into a ball and he's ball him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Master Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it,
Bowl it.
pass it, putt it, pot it, or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops. We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport. TalkSport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf for an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping it now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Ball into a ball and he's ball him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership.
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Welcome back to live Premier League action here on Flash Score. A Friday night showdown at the London Stadium as West Ham lead Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-0 at the break. Kostas Mavropanos just before the half-time whistle, putting Nuno Espirito Santo's side in front on a vital night in the context of the relegation battle. Hammers fans will be delighted to know that as it stands, they are out of the relegation zone for the first time in 2026. But they've got a vital 45 minutes incoming. No changes at the break from Nuno or Rob Edwards. We'll take a spin through the starting lineups in just a moment. It is West Ham that get us back underway through Matías Fernandes. It's immediately put out of play though for a Wolves throw-in over on that far left-hand side. Quickly taken by Hugo Bueno. Krejci on the halfway line. Raking ball over the top, flicked on by Angel Gomez towards Hugo Bueno. So we can just take a renewed look at the starting lineups. Wolves, Hermanson in goal, Walker Peters, Mavropanos, Disasi and Diouf at the back. Matías Fernandes, Souček and Pablo in midfield, with a front three of Jared Bowen, Tati Castellanos and Crescencio Somerville. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Jose Sá, Katoa, Bellegarde, Andre João Gomez and Hugo Bueno, with Angel Gomez up top alongside Adam Armstrong. Back underway in Madrid as well. Real Madrid 0, Girona 0. If Arbeloa has been able to get a victory in that game and Barcelona win this weekend, you might say the La Liga title race is over. Yeah, Barcelona 6 points clear as it stands, so things could change quite dramatically. They host Espanyol tomorrow. I will be on commentary duty for that one, the Catalan derby. Bowen wins a corner for West Ham over on that far right-hand side. Third of the game for the Hammers. We started the second half brighter than they did the first. It was all Wolves in the opening stages of the game. West Ham slowly growing into prominence. Bowen denied twice by Jose Sarr before his recycled corner into the box was nodded home by Kostas, and it's a dangerous ball in this time, only just about got away by Jose Sarr. Souček was pinning him on his goal line. The clip ball back in towards Crescencio Somerville is eventually cleared away by Andre. Here's the goal scorer, Kostas Mavropanos, back at centre back here, rolled across for Disasi. Juve. Driven ball in that left channel for Somerville, who's come across and caught Mosquera. Doesn't get too much sympathy from the referee, the Colombia international. He was cautioned in the first half as well. Book as well from a West Ham point of view. As Wolves come forward down this near right hand side. Bueno was switched wings with Chachitoa since the start of the second half. A little tactical tweak by Rob Edwards. Mosquera. Turn on the halfway line by Andre. Here is Hugo Bueno. Can't quite work his way past Somerville. Throw in for Wolves, which the two wing backs will swap again. And Chachitoa has initially come across to take this, but it will be left for Yerson Mosquera. 25 yards from the West Ham goal. He will try and power this right into the Hammers penalty. Headed away though by Castellanos. Mosquera hoofs it back into the danger zone. Souček is up after it. Gets it away from Bueno. Angel Gomez knocks it down. Gathered in by Chachitoa. Loose touch forward there by Mosquera. The decision goes against him there as Juve slides in. You throw in for West Ham United. No change in the first 5 minutes if you're a little late settling back to join us for this game. West Ham 1, Wolves 0. If it stays as it is, West Ham on course for just their second Premier League win in 7. First top flight victory here at the London Stadium since mid-January when they beat Sunderland. And at that point it looked as if they might kick on and get themselves out of the relegation dogfight, but they're firmly still in it. As Wolves come forward again. Juve backing off inside his own penalty area. Chachitoa will take him on. He wins a corner from El Malik Juve. And that swapping of wings has not lasted. Chachitoa has been ordered back across to this near side by Edwards. This is Wolves' first corner of the game. Mosquera, Krejci, Santi Bueno, the full back three up for this. During the half-time break. Wolves subs rather, beg your pardon. West Ham not short on options themselves either. Callum Wilson, Adama Traore. The West Ham Wolves connection there alongside his manager. The Spain international was a real fan's favourite during his time at Molineux. It was when Premier League fans were first introduced to the rather odd technique of lathering himself up in baby oil to prevent opposition defenders from getting a hold of him, and it's certainly no easy feat getting a handle on him when he's at full pelt. Will he be thrown on by Edwards in the closing stages here? And throw in over on that far side, which Krejci will step across to take. To the halfway line, helped on by Bellegarde. Angel Gomez can't quite get there before Somerville. Spots the run forward here, rampaging by Malik Diouf, will curl one in. And Sarr gets there above his defenders. No backward step really taken here by Wolverhampton Wanderers. I've said that so many times about them since the start of 2026, when they effectively realised they were not going to be able to stay in the Premier League next season. Bellegarde here, nice turn on halfway, drives forward, and he's dragged down on the D on the edge of the West Ham box. Thomas Souček immediately over to the ref to plead his innocence there. Bellegarde just gets his body in between man and ball here. He does invite the contact, but Souček there just can't check his momentum. It'll be a free kick for Wolves. 25 yards out. There's a fair few interested parties here. Angel Gomez and Hugo Bueno once more. Gomez is still waiting for his first Wolves goal after joining on loan in January from Marseille. He's got this in his locker, as we saw during his time at Lille. It looks as if it will be him to take it. Front of a 5-man West Ham wall. Over the wall and just over the bar. It's clattered the post, and that was very, very close. Just skims off the top of the upright. Gets it over the West Ham defensive wall. I think it takes a nick on the way through there. That's what Wolves were claiming. They were asking for a corner. And so on the hour mark, West Ham 1, Wolves 0. We are going to see a double Wolves substitution here. Edwards has just signalled over to the referee, but have to wait for the ball to go out of play once more. Chance developing for them down that left-hand side. Hugo Bueno has managed to just bundle his way past a couple of challenges, and he'll win a throw-in. Midway inside West Ham's half of the field. But Chile will now allow those two Wolves changes to be made. And it's Gomez for Gomez. Rodrigo Gomez replacing Angel Gomez, who's tested West Ham in 2 set pieces in the last few minutes. And that is the end of his night here. That'll be the teenage sensation Matthias Manning, the 18-year-old who's impressed plenty so far this season, is on for Jean Rickner Bellegarde. He's at the centre of a potential national team row as well. Matthias Manning, capped at underage level by England, under 17 and under 18 level, but he was called up for Portugal's under 21 side during the March international break, and as it stands, that looks where his international future could lie. Here come Wolves once more. Here is Mane, rolled across to Chachitoa. Tries to measure a ball in, blocked by Diouf. Just spins off him, and that will be another corner. Fortunate that for Diouf, because he turned his back and made the block. Couldn't really do anything in time to react and prevent the corner. Bueno goes across to take. Wolves quick about their business, floated in towards the far post, knocked down by Krejci. Beyond the post this time. Visitors are certainly not going away quietly. Keep looking at that live table and trying to make a case for them potentially to come back from absolute rock bottom. 17 points. 6 games to go. likely that next weekend will be D-Day for them. Relegation confirmed, Burnley just behind them. And then it's a straight scrap between 4 teams. Leeds on 33 points. Nottingham Forest and West Ham currently both on 32. And then Roberto De Zerbi's Tottenham on 30. Here's Somerville. Tries to feed that into the path of Bowen, but cleared away by Santi Bueno. To the halfway line, gathered in by Fernandez. Kostas to Souček. Wan-Bissaka on to Bowen now, who's got back over on that right-hand side. Can't get away from Hugo Bueno. And Real Madrid still 1 in front at home to Girona. Certainly keeps the La Liga title race exciting. There's an El Clasico on the 10th of May to pop in your diaries as well. 4 points the gap, but Barcelona do have a game in hand tomorrow up against Espanyol. And both of them need to go and overturn Champions League defeats next week. Barcelona on the road at Atletico Madrid after losing 2-0. Real Madrid down to 2-1 at home to Bayern Munich. Goal kick is a pull made out by Wolves. Turned over inside their half of the field onto Somerville. Tries to go with the early shot, and Santi Bueno has got across there. Blocks behind for a corner. He's taking a whack in the shins for his trouble as well. That's poor from Wolves as they try to play out from the back by the goal kick. Bueno forced into a bit of evasive action there. Somerville will step across to take this corner. Right-footed from the West Ham left-hand side. Arced in towards Bowen at the far post. Headed away by Bueno. Knocked down towards Juve on the edge of the box. And just spins that wide of the target. It's a game that could teeter in either direction. 25 minutes to go. Nuno Espirito Santo yet to show his hand from the bench. Pleased with what he's seen so far. Not really been too much of an easing of the tension for the home supporters. They firmly aware of what's on the line tonight. Here's Mosquera. Rolled over the halfway line for Chechitoa. Santi Bueno. Back inside the centre circle with Krejci. João Gomez. Smooth ball forward, but Mane not quite alive to it. Picked off him by Somerville. Castellanos will take it off. That's a lovely layoff and a goal for West Ham. And Tati Castellanos has his 3rd Premier League goal in West Ham colours. And it's the industry of Somerville that creates it. It was just alive to the situation more than Matthias Mane on halfway. But there's an absolutely sensational little flick in the middle of all this by Pablo. It looked as if West Ham had overcooked the opportunity. Somerville drives on. The ball into Castellanos, falls for Pablo. And then it's just a cheeky little nick round the corner. And 10 yards out, 1-on-1 with Jose Sarr. He's not missing that. And that is a beautiful bit of trickery there from Pablo. Just to free Castellanos. Mosquera diving in there, just can't quite get across in time. Not the most clinical of finishes by Tati Castellanos. He won't care. And this all comes from that initial challenge by Somerville on Mane. Castellanos onto Pablo. I've said it before and I'll say it again. On a night where West Ham have needed to stand up, They've done exactly that. 67 minutes gone here. They're in control, firmly on the march. And in their first game back in the Premier League after the international break, they are the right side of the Premier League survival line. FA Cup heartbreak last weekend has been parked by the players. This is the objective, staying in the Premier League. And we're back underway here from the restart, given away by Wolves. It's Bowen this time, over the halfway line. Can he roll it off? Held up by Castellanos, blocked, and it's off the post and it's in! And Castellanos has his second! 2 goals in 2 minutes by the Argentinian. And West Ham are rampant. And Wolves have just imploded here. Straight from the restart, given away to Bowen. He charges forward. And then again, just rolled into the path of Castellanos. Just inside the penalty area. And he steers it beyond the outstretched arm of Jose Sarr. And West Ham are in dreamland here. They've been given more than a helping hand by Wolves. Excellent by Bowen. Again, it's not the cleanest of strikes by Castellanos. He gets enough on it to steer it beyond Sarr. But this is a situation all of Wolves' own doing. João Gomes, who just twists into trouble there. As the ball stolen away from him by Jarrod Bowen. And then Wolves out of shape as they try to recover. Bowen races on, finds Castellanos. He finds the back of the net. 3 goals and 3 points in the bag for West Ham United. Be a boost for their goal difference as well here. There could well be an important dividing line in the final throes of the season. It's of course the first tie-breaking criteria, goal difference. First Premier League home win since January. The bubbles will be floating through the night here. Just 2 crucial moments there in quick succession. Bang, bang. Mane caught on the ball by Somerville. And then João Gomes punished by Bowen. Both opportunities eventually finished off by Tati Castellanos. And that's Wolves' chances of a potential shock result here in the capital also finished. 6th successive home Premier League win for West Ham in this fixture. Certainly not to be sneezed at. And in the middle of all that excitement, we almost missed. The Girona have equalised away at Real Madrid. Thomas Lemar, formerly of Atletico Madrid, has tied things up. With 20 minutes to go there and 20 to go here. More changes from Wolves. Yerson Mosquera is off, as is Adam Armstrong. It's an attacking change made by Rob Edwards. Frankie Chan is on, alongside Toki Arokadare. Just see the energy has just been pulled away from Wolves by those goals. Just need to stay professional here now. West Ham on a night like this with the crowd up behind them. They've achieved their objective in some style, really. Wolves just need to keep their discipline. They've been in the game throughout, right from the off. Very, very little to pick between the sides in the first half, aside from Kostas Mavropanos' header. But it is West Ham's night here in the capital. Hwang feeds that on to João Gomes, to the byline, and it's almost turned into his own net by Juve. Now that would have been something. Roccadare was sniffing around, and Juve just takes a swing at that ball 3 yards out. And Tolu Roccadare was just making his presence felt in behind Malik Diouf here, and it's poured away by Herman. Some brilliant reactions from the West Ham goalkeeper. Now, if that had gone in, we might be having a different conversation for the final 17 minutes or so. We've just been shown a replay of the build-up to that second goal for Tati Castellanos, with João Gomes down injured after the tussle with Pablo, and then Jared Bowen. I don't think he's claiming that he was fouled. I think he pulled up as he tried to twist back on himself. Either way, no difference to the scoreline. As Mane floats a free kick in to West Ham's box for Wolves. Cleared away, back over to that far left-hand side. Bueno steps in, floated into the penalty area. Roccadare goes up after it, headed away by Castellanos. Somerville will chase it across here. Barges into Hwang Hee-chan. That'll be a free kick in Wolves' favour. Challenged by Crescencio Somerville, deemed excessive by Jara Gile. And we are now finally seeing some signs of West Ham changes, with the game secure. Nuno potentially looking to protect some of his key players and those on yellow cards, Fernandes and Castellanos. Mane will reload again. Flicked on the edge of the box, held up here, scooped into the path of Hwang Hee-chan. And just has it taken off his toe by Somerville. And then eventually the offside flag flashes up. Adama Traore is one of the players being spoken to by Nuno Espirito Santo. And Callum Wilson as well is being briefed. Not sure how happy Tati Castellanos will be at the potential of being taken off when he's on for a hat-trick, but the team comes first in this type of situation. So West Ham's goal difference now has been trimmed down to -18. There's still a bit of a distance to the teams around them, but something that can be chipped away at in the final 6 games after this one. Kostas Mavropanos does really well there. Just gets across his own 6-yard line to clear away. There'll be a throw-in for Wolves. Over on that far left-hand side once more. It will be Krejci to hurl it in. Headed on by Rodrigo Gomez. Diouf will just allow that to squirm over the byline for a goal kick. Still all square in Madrid. Real Madrid 1, Girona 1. It's back to being a 7-point title gap. A 6-point title gap, rather, beg your pardon. Barcelona with a game in hand, though, this weekend. Nuno has seemingly hit pause on those changes for the moment. He's been speaking with the 4th official, Tim Robinson. He just wants to give it a few more minutes to try and weather this storm of Wolves pressure. It is Krejci, rolled into the centre circle for Andre. Now Santi Bueno over the halfway line. Castellanos just drops off there as the Wolves centre-back gets beyond him. Put in a good shift up top alongside his goals. He's worked hard. The ball in from the left-hand side by Bueno cleared away by West Ham. Lovely ball through the lines there for Chachitoa. Tries to cut it back to the penalty spot for Rodrigo Gomez. It's Castellanos back in there helping out, and Juve will play it off. 2 Wolves players for a goal kick. Adama Traore is going to be ushered in alongside Freddie Potts. Callum Wilson has continued his warm-up. So 12 minutes remaining here. There's the man who got the assist for Castellanos' first goal, Pablo. Brilliant bit of invention to just tee him up. And returning, Crescencio Somerville is also going to be given a break. He's given a big hug from his manager on the way off as well. Potts will come into the midfield there just to try and lock things up alongside Thomas Souček. Traore down this left-hand side in place of Crescencio Somerville. Juve. There is Freddie Potts' first touch inside the centre circle. Costas. Walker Peters. He's got Bowen outside him. Ignores him for the moment. Charge on towards the edge of the 18-yard line. Tries to play it in for Castellanos. It's a wild swing there. Eventually just drops onto the top of Jose Sarr's net. He saw the hat-trick there in front of him, Tati Castellanos. He just misjudged his angles as Walker Peters gets that ball into it. Good header from Costas. Headed back into Wolves territory. Krejci knocks it on to Bueno. Manages to battle past Bowen for now. Here is Rocadare dropping deep midway inside the West Ham half of the field. Andre takes over for now. West Ham happy just to drop off here and allow Wolves to have the ball. They know it's a case of job done. It really is just a pressure thrown over to the other sides in the relegation zone this weekend. Nottingham Forest and Tottenham both in action on Sunday. We've got 3 2 p.m. games. Crystal Palace at home to Newcastle, Forest hosting Aston Villa, Tottenham away at Sunderland, and then a 4:30 start at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea against Manchester City. West Ham have done their bit tonight, so it is over to you for Forest and Spurs. Forest, of course, have been in midweek European action. They drew 1-1 away at Porto yesterday evening. It's such a strange situation I always find when teams are fighting for relegation and then jetting off on big European nights. Aston Villa 3-1 winners away at Bologna. Crystal Palace 3-0 winners at home in the Conference League up against Fiorentina. Both of those in a very strong position to march on into the semi-finals. Callum Wilson is now being ushered forward by Nuno. That change would be Castellanos, you'd imagine. Bowen is an ever-present, hasn't missed a Premier League game this season, 32 starts. He's had a couple of chances tonight as well to add to his 8 Premier League goals. He's a selfless operator though, the England international. Takes his role as captain very, very seriously, and really good interview in midweek where he was calling on the West Ham players not to be looking at other results and relying on other teams. And here he goes now, slaloming over the halfway line, rolled into Castellanos, back to Bowen. It's only Adama inside the penalty area for now. Castellanos joins him as Bowen tries to get to the byline, gets away from Krejci. He manages to win himself a corner there. And Bowen just kept on going and going. He was running out of options, but determined to make something out of it. Castellanos knows his number is up here. I think he was actually hoping to stay on for the corner. He's got the word from the bench though. Just exits off behind Jose Sar's goal, and he's applauded warmly by the West Ham fans. And it has been his match-winning impact. 2 goals inside 2 minutes. Corner floated in here, helped on at the near post and turned home. And it's Costas Mavropanos again. 2 for Costas, 2 for Castellanos, who's still in behind that goal and ready to celebrate. And Callum Wilson had just sprinted on as the corner was coming in. And that puts the lid on it for tonight for West Ham. 4 goals, 2 for their centre forward, 2 for their centre back. It's the first time they've scored 4 goals all season in the Premier League. And what can this do for the shift in momentum in the fight for Premier League safety? Great ball in from Bowen. There's a queue of Wolves players at that near post. It comes off Santiago Bueno as he goes up against Callum Wilson. And then Mavropanos is having his shirt pulled by Krejci. Just about manages to swivel and volley that past Jose Sarr. With 6 minutes to go. West Ham home and dry in some style. Their biggest win of the season. And it could not have come at a more vital time. They needed that gear change, that shift in momentum. Thoughts will now turn to their incoming games. West Ham fans will have their calculators out, adding up the points they might get. They're not safe yet by any stretch of the imagination, but this could be a huge result. And here they come again. Bowen over the halfway line. Lovely touch there. It's through to Adama Traore. Can he make it 5? Oh, it's just past the post. What an opportunity for Adama Traore. Brilliant stuff from Jared Bowen. Just slips it through the legs of Andre and he's away. And then Adama Traore, who will surprise no one, has bombed through here like a train just inside the penalty area. Goes for the little chip over Jose Sarr and it fades at the vital moment and bounces behind. A couple of changes here for the final few minutes. 1 each for both sides. João Gomez has been replaced by Izodi, and Matthias Fernandez takes his leave as well. Replaced by Magassa. Still Real Madrid 1, Girona 1 as well. Keep an eye on that score in the final few minutes too. West Ham are pushing for a 5th goal here. The old adage of London buses, when you need one, it's never there. And 2, 3, so far 4 come along all at the same time. It's a night that the West Ham fans have needed to revive hope that they can keep this in their own hands. This man here, Costas Mavropanos, has played a vital role. 2 goals, and he's been a rock at the back as well, just as West Ham have needed them. Steps in neatly there to clear away as Rokodari was closing him down. Juve forward from left back onto Adama. Everybody in Wolves blue back inside their defensive third. Adama's cross in was blocked there by Mane. And here is Costas. He's done well there just to charge forward and nick it away from Rokodari. Final 2 minutes of normal time. We can just take a glance at the games to come for both of these teams. Wolves As you mentioned, it could be as soon as next weekend where their relegation is confirmed on the road at Leeds. Leeds themselves, who are still on the fringes of the relegation battle, they're far from safe. We've got an FA Cup semi-final to look forward to as well, Daniel Farke's team, so a dual focus for the Yorkshire side in the final few weeks of 25-26. Wolves could have a real say in who actually ends up joining them in the Championship next season. They go to Wolves next weekend, at home to Tottenham the following weekend. Excuse me, both of those games have a real potential knock-on for West Ham and for everybody involved. And then looking at the West Ham games between now and the end of the season, they go to Crystal Palace next Monday, so they've got a 10-day break to rest and recover. That's a bit of a bonus for Nuno. Home to Everton, away at Brentford, at home to Arsenal, away at Newcastle, and then the final clash of the season, at home to Leeds United. Some of those teams in terms of where they find themselves right now. Crystal Palace are pretty well set in mid-table, so are Newcastle. They're the teams that in theory you do want to play, sides with not much left to play for. No disrespect intended, and not expected to qualify for Europe through the league. Crystal Palace, of course, can reach the Europa League if they win the Conference League. Arsenal at home is probably the most concerning fixture. Mikel Arteta chasing the title. It could, of course, come down to that final day at home to Leeds if West Ham have not managed to put enough distance between themselves and the bottom three by then. Prepare to tick into added time here. We are in added time at the Estadio Bernabeu as well. A big night at the bottom end of the Premier League and a big night at the top end of La Liga. Barcelona fans will be watching and hoping that their neighbours Girona can hold on there, give them a real helping hand ahead of taking on Espanyol tomorrow. And we'll have 4 minutes of additional time to play here. Kick fired downfield by Hermanson. That's a nice take by Callum Wilson, but just can't quite get the layoff to Bowen. And chase across and try and close down Krejci. Does well there, the Czechia international. And he has to find his goalkeeper just inside the penalty area. Played up to the halfway line here. Wolves are still game to get forward. Zodi trying to get one-on-one here with Kyle Walker-Peters, and he's gone down on the edge of the penalty area. No foul, says the referee. Hermanson will smash that clear away. Jose Sarr takes in the throw-in from Chachatoa. Two minutes of the additional 4 have ticked by here. West Ham just tracking runners here as Wolves come over the halfway line. Nuno will want that clean sheet as well. They've managed to shut out any side in any competition in their last 4.